Good evening to you. It is 4:30 p.m. on the 1st of June 2024, and this is D&J Drives, starting today's journey from the Automotive Art BMW facility, well, the new BMW facility, all the way into Christchurch, showing you a back road. So this area is Welches in St. Thomas. Essentially, this is the beginning of a drive which becomes a beginning because it was the end of an earlier drive. So we just want to show you how to get through the back roads in Barbados to get from Welches and Warrens. This area is Welches. The walk is on our left, and we go through Padmore Village to show you how to get from here if you want to cut out the traffic. If you're a visitor and you want to escape the traffic of the ABC highway on an afternoon, this is where you would come through, having left Welches in St. Thomas by the Costuless store, which is in the walk in St. Thomas. So there are little plazas and malls in Barbados. You have the Dome Mall, Sky Mall in Haggard Hall. We're starting from the walk today. That's where we just left, and we're driving through Padmore Village in St. Thomas. With all of this rain, the first match in Barbados tomorrow with the World Cup cricket seems to be under threat. I hope it isn't, because I have my ticket. By the time you see this video, that match would be history. So we leave Padmore Village and enter Arthur Seat St. Thomas, which was featured in a previous drive that we did. More or less a lower to middle income housing area. One of the older developments. And as you can see, a beneficiary of the ongoing road rehabilitation project. This road was done some time ago, but all within that context. So you just take a cool drive through Arthur Seat. Today is the start of the hurricane season, and almost as if right on cue, the rain started in earnest today, but it started threatening over the past 3 or 4 days, usually at night, after some large spells of dry, just dry. Everything was dry and hot and miserable. everything was turning brown. And as soon as we started to see the end of May, there was some rain. It almost makes one wonder if the notion of climate change could be a bit overdone, if not false. That's not to say that the environment isn't experiencing problems, but how much is the climate itself really changing? Or how much of it is really the result of mankind? I'm no expert on that subject, so I shall not venture too far, but my son is well read in the area and he has influenced a lot of my thinking. Take a note of the lovely little homes there, chattel houses. Notice the change in this road. This is Highway 2. There's been no work done on this highway because I think they are still doing repairs to the services underground. This is a very, very important highway because it takes you into the center of St. Thomas, which we are now exiting. We're leaving St. Thomas. We are now on Canewood Road. There's a place of interest here. We've just passed the Jackson Seventh-day Adventist Church. In a previous video we spoke of Jackson, which falls flat into the constituency of the Honourable Mayor Motley, Member of Parliament, who happens to be the Prime Minister of Barbados. Some of these are her constituents, as well as Cynthia Ford, the Member of Parliament for St. Thomas. Those two constituencies share a boundary at some point, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lovely residential area on the left here. Cane Garden Park. But the first place of interest that we want to show you is this. I never know if to call these things malls or plazas, but Mill House. It's a nice little shopping area. Some restaurants as well. Nice stores. A good place to come and shop for different things. This is a nice place here to get your art framed. Some of these people might have to start paying us because it's almost like if we're advertising. But we mention these things because some of our viewers and subscribers have asked us to talk about some of the places, particularly restaurants, so that they would know where to go. That's a high-end furniture store there. Walkers Dwellings, sorry. That's the exit. Let's just turn back. I don't want to attribute the wrong names to any anybody's business. So that's Walker's World over there. And this is Dwellings. We exit. You can see the Ashley Furniture Store there as well. Someone's homes. Well, homes, there are homes down there. An industrial park. Canewood Business Center on the left. In here. The base of an old windmill. Goes all the way in the back here. A lot of people don't even know about this area. There's even a big gym out here. Hardware store. I mean, there are just so many places in here. We just had to pull in to show you. So back to Canewood Road to show you the back route from Warren's and Welches into Christchurch. So we're back to Canewood Road. This guy has been selling nuts and fruit in that area for so many years. Oh, this is lovely. You can see this truck. This is the cane harvesting season. And that's where crop over gets its name. So the season of crop over begins, oh Lord, I hope I don't say the wrong thing, I think it's from July 1st until Paduma Day, which is always the first Monday of August. And it's all to do with the sugarcane plantation. When the crop is over, and there are competitions for the male and the female cane cutters to see who cut the highest volume of cane in terms of its weight. And then you have, it's like a carnival as well, not quite, but you have parade of the bands like Carnival, and you have the King and Queen, the bands on Kaduma Day. You have a calypso competition known as the Pick of the Crop or Pick of the Crop. So that's really like the Mardi Gras in Trinidad and Tobago. That's when you get the high quality calypso. I can't remember who's the reigning monarch now, but you get the idea. There are other festivities as well within crop over. This area is called Layers, and this is Layers Road, just to keep you on track. Yeah, so the crop over crop over is usually marketed as being more than a carnival. It's a festival, because it's a whole season. It's a whole long period when there are different activities, too many to mention. And then coming up to Kadooman, there are several fetes. Even the Prime Minister of Barbados has a fete. I don't know what the official name is, but I just hear people referring to it as Mia's fete. And these are all-inclusive fetes, and there are several of them. And it all has to do with the history of cane and slavery in Barbados. And when the crop is over is when the festivities begin. The picking and cutting of cane. So that's a throwback to slavery. And also in recent times celebrated is Emancipation Day, the 1st of August. So some other Caribbean territories had that as a public holiday for many years, but Barbados started it in recent times. We're just going to turn off here to show you another area. So the 1st of August is now always a holiday, a public holiday in Barbados, or as they call it, a bank holiday, similar to how the British refer to their holiday as a bank holiday. And it's usually the 1st of April. The 1st of August, sorry. So the first Monday in August is always Kadooman Day. So sometimes you get a nice little long weekend, because depending on when the 1st of August falls, in relation to the first Monday in August, you normally get a nice period there, a long weekend, or 2 breaks within the week, depending on how it falls. This is a little industrial area. We're just going to turn in for you to see how deep it goes. But this is of course off the route that we're showing you how to get from Welches to Christchurch. This is where Carter's is, another lumber and hardware store. It's a very convenient place to shop because it's not nearly as busy as their main store in Wildy. Over there you can see the Roberts manufacturing plant. And all of this development is in Little Barbados. Some of you who follow us probably follow some of the other videos showcasing Barbados, and you may observe that most of those highlight beaches and sand. But there's so much more to Barbados than its beaches and sand. So it comes all the way here to this very popular central vet clinic. That's where the animals see the doctor. Very nice facility to bring your pets. So yes, Barbados is more than the beaches that are usually highlighted, and there are more buildings in Barbados outside of the Parliament, which is usually a big feature of most of the videos. So that's what started us as well doing these videos, because we would like people to understand the intricate road network, and to know that there's a lot more to do and see in Barbados. So if you plan, or when you plan your vacation to Barbados, don't only plan to spend the day at the beach. Take about 2 days to go into and do different things, to drive into the country, drive into the north. There are only 11 parishes, and you can visit all of the parishes within 1 day and see places, not just drive and not stop. You can explore, you can rent a vehicle and just drive through Barbados. It's relatively safe driving. I mean, of course, they have some crazy drivers, but if you take your time, you can get through Barbados in a day or two. In 1 day for sure, but 2 days if you want to stop and do different things. For example, at the Animal Flower Caves in the north, and the Harrison Cave, and all of the different things that you can do in Barbados. You can even do hiking in the gullies. So if we went straight there, we would end up at the highway in the Bell. So we're not going straight, we turned left, and we're gonna drive right by Roberts Manufacturing. So if you followed us, we came through Arthur Seat, we came through Canewood Road, we came through Layers, and now we are on Highway 4B, and we're going right by Roberts Manufacturing. This is them on the left. This is what you would call back road. There's also another industrial estate on the left after Roberts Manufacturing. Gets a bit challenging here. We're gonna allow this car to pass because they're right up under us, and we want to slow down. Notice the bus stop says out of city. So we've said in previous videos that in Barbados the bus stops say either bus out of city or to city. So if you are ever lost in Barbados and you find a bus stop, if it says out of city, you're going in the wrong direction. Find a bus stop that says to city and stick with it. Just keep looking for bus stops that say to city, and then you will just end up in Bridgetown. And even if you don't get all the way into Bridgetown, you will find your way because the areas will become familiar once more. Just need to get off of this bad road for you to make your viewing more comfortable. One of our subscribers said that she was viewing one of our videos on her big screen TV, and then she lost her balance because of the effect of the camera and the bumpiness. So this area is called Charles Rowe Bridge in St. George. There's a chauffeur here. This area here is well known. If you hear anybody refer to Charles Rowe Bridge, this is where we are. bit difficult of a junction, but once you pass, you're good. So we continue along Highway 4B. We've just passed through Charles Rowe Bridge and we're making our way to Christchurch. Here's the St. George Post Office. There's a police station there, ATM, and other administrative facilities. A very popular bike repairman here. I heard he's quite good. To our right is the St. George Parish Church. Just going to turn here to look at it briefly. We always feature schools and churches, especially the parish churches, and we always remind you that there are 11 parishes in Barbados and each parish has a parish church, and we featured this one before, but we can't possibly drive here and not showcase this church, the St. George Parish Church. I think St. George, Christchurch and St. James are possibly the most popular of them all. The parish church in St. Joseph isn't even functional right now thanks to an earthquake many years ago. So we continue along Highway 4B. If we went straight where that small van is going and where this public service vehicle is coming from, that would be Highway 3B. But we are turning right and continuing on Highway 4B. This tends to be a very difficult junction to navigate. You can hear the church bell chiming. So this is the St. George Primary School on the right. The gates are closed, so we won't bother to venture there. But you just continue along Highway 4B. You could also get to Christchurch by turning right, but we want to stay on this main road so that you can see how to do it in case you're planning a trip to Barbados, or in case you live in Barbados and don't venture these sides. Believe it or not, as small as Barbados is, there are some who don't really venture beyond their immediate place of abode or place of work. Sometimes you live and work in the same area relatively and you just sort of stay there. So you can can see all the cane grounds on the left and the right, or rather the cane fields. I believe it's one sugar factory left in Barbados, but in its heyday, I believe there were 5 sugar factories in operation. Of course, that is subject to correction. Barbados was a major exporter of sugar, and the revenue from that is what developed Europe. Over 400 years of it. And today we love to travel to the UK and marvel at its infrastructure and the enormity. We are in awe of the enormity of its development without even realizing that these are the cane fields that did that. These are the cane fields that did that. And in Barbados, there are some areas that are designated agricultural areas, so you may not use it unless you apply to the Town and Country Development Planning Office for a change of use. You may not use the land for anything other than agriculture. Now this is another troublesome junction. We want to go straight. So when you get here, we want to go straight across where you see that ambulance, that road there, that's called Carmichael. But we have to cross Highway 4. So it's a funny thing. You have to turn left and then quickly turn right and pray to God that you don't have an accident, or just wait until there are no cars. But of course, if you're in a hurry, you can't really do that. So we just moved from Highway 4B, cut across Highway 4 and entered Carmichael Road. And this area is called Carmichael, and you can see the lovely buildings far ahead there. Those are the estates, I think they call it. And this sign here, you can see a pedestrian crossing. This is a trail, a Barbados trailway that leads from Bridgetown all into the countryside. The speed limit here is 65, so when you get here, be careful, because it's such a lovely piece of road and the vehicle can get away from you. Sorry, I said 65, but this sign says 60. So the speed limit here is 60. We are doing what, 62? Let's take it down a bit. And there you have it. We are about to enter the parish of Christchurch. Okay, he must be doing 80. So we are officially in Christchurch. Well, yeah, this is Christchurch. Because this roundabout here, this is where we intersect Highway 5. So let me just take you around this roundabout. That area ahead of us is Frere Pilgrim. That road takes us into Boarded Hall. straight ahead we can get to the police station and magistrates court. So this is officially Highway 5 here. District B police station on our left. Just pop in to say hi. So this is where the magistrates court is located, and this is the police station. Let's just turn here. So when you get a speeding ticket or something, this archway here, you come and you take your time and you take a day off work, and you go upstairs there. Those windows on the upstairs, that's where the magistrates court is. So if you're driving at 65 and the speed limit is 60, the police, they usually stop you. A lot of them hide behind bushes and stop vehicles that don't come to a complete stop at some junctions, even if there's no traffic, and give you a ticket. And that's where you end up in these magistrates courts, where you come very early for 9 o'clock and you wait for hours until your name is called, and you sit through the process of sometimes 20, 30 and 40 public service vehicle drivers who are charged anywhere between $300 and $500 for various offenses. And then you plead guilty or not guilty and pay your fine and go back to productivity the following day. That's what goes on in those magistrates courts in terms of the traffic offenses. Of course, there are more serious offenses, but referring specifically to the traffic offenses, that's where you go. This is a new area here along Highway 5, and this is going to Border Hall, and it's called the Estates at St. George. It's a high-end gated community at pricing that is above the reach of most of us. And then there are some facilities here, you know, you can get drugstore and 1 or 2 stores. There's an urgent care facility here in terms of medical emergencies. This is brand new. So you can, originally this was marketed as a retirement village, but the developers explained that that was not their mission, but somewhere along the line someone said that, and that was how it was being marketed. But anyone can live here with the means. The back here is where the ambulance would come if there's an emergency. Through here. And I must say it's a very, very nice development in here. Nice architecture, well laid out, and a very nice place to live. You have to pay a fee. I think it's an annual fee. There's also a restaurant here, clubhouse, commercial center, and you can get a little view there of what it's like. It's a very, very nice area, very well done. So we head back to the roundabout that we encountered having exited Carmichael Road. This is that roundabout. That pickup that you just saw turn left, that's going into Carmichael Road, and that blue Swift just exited. So we'll just do the roundabout again. That's the Magistrates Court and Police Station down there. This is Frere Pilgrim, Christchurch. That road takes you back to the estates and to Boarded Hall. And this is how to get to Christchurch from Welches and St. Thomas. We're officially in Christchurch now. And as we did before, we will stop when we get to the next point of interest. So this is Frere Pilgrim. Several turns, and this is a middle to high income residential area. Some very large properties. Some of the properties out here, like the ones on our left, are on 1 acre each. Riding on the left here. That's a private road, it says, so we can't venture there. And at this junction we can turn left to get to the Coral Ridge Cemetery, or we turn right to go to our next point of interest. So we've exited Frere Pilgrim and we are now on Highway R. So you can see all this brown, how brown the trees are, because it's been very, very hot in Barbados. Now that the rain is here, things will change. Now where we are is also called Frere Pilgrim, but it's not Frere. So Frere Pilgrim has an old side and a newer side. This is the older side, and that's F-R-E-R-E, Pilgrim, Frere Pilgrim. New development on the right, Harmony Estates. This is a mechanic shop on the left here, so you normally see vehicles on the side of the road. Notice all of the churches along the way on the left. It is always said that in Barbados you could find a church and a rum shop at every corner. Sometimes I find that to be true. So we're making our way along Highway R, and we're about to end our drive at our next point of interest. This is a huge church on the left. You can't see it from here, but the Blackman and Gollop Primary School is at this right turn. Of course the gates are closed, so we won't venture there. Continue on this highway. They are called highways, but in some places these would be secondary roads really, but that's just how the roads are labeled, highways. And these are major roads in the context of Barbados. So this is where we end today's drive, at the St. David's Anglican Church. So you just saw the St. George Parish Church, and not far from here is also the Christ Church Parish Church. On the left here is a Catholic facility, is known as the Living Water Community. Anyone from Trinidad viewing this will understand what Living Waters, what they do. That's a charismatic organization of the Catholic Church. This building here is the hall of the St. David's Anglican Church, and this is the St. David's Church here. This is a very, very well-known Anglican church in Barbados, very popular, and we will end today's drive at the St. David's Church. This is an area here in Barbados that, you know, if there are funerals, you will be surprised. You can't find anywhere to park. This is it. This church is very well used by many residents of Christ Church and St. George. So this is 5:19 p.m. on the 1st of June 2024. And D&J Drives is saying goodbye and thanking you in advance for subscribing to our channel and liking our videos. Please spread the word to all potential visitors to Barbados and Bajans living abroad. Until next time, bye.